How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid Group. You guys saw what happened. We had resistance on the day at $42.50. If you guys have been watching long enough, I was talking about how key this level was. So that's why when it got rejected, that was the moment where you load up on those puts. I know many of you were able to reply back to me. I did hit you guys up in the Weeble comment section and as well as on StockTwits. Of course, we got some hate that came with that, but of course, I know many of you were able to make some bank, and that's all that matters. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys value. And also, this does not change my long-term opinion on Lucid. I feel it has a lot of potential, and it's one of those EV plays you want to make sure you look out for. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it could potentially look like going into tomorrow and as well as for next week. And then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $40.05, being down 1.86%. On the low, it tested $39.51, and then on the high, testing $42.50. When we take a look at our volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 55.168 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 75.853 million shares. So one thing that you can notice, we did have below average volume on the day, and we saw the pullback due to our choppy markets. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 45.39. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and we are below the 21-day EMA. So one of the things that I want to point out to you guys, we are continuing to make higher lows. So you can see all the way back here on the 9th of December, we ended up seeing a low right around 36.15. Then we got even lower, and then we started seeing 35.91. But now look what happens. From 35.91, we go all the way here to 36.93. Then we move up here to 37.17. Then we move up to around $38.90. And now here we are testing a low of 39.51. So this is definitely a bullish sign overall for Lucid. So going into tomorrow, I would love to see a continuation of this trend. Maybe we could have a support area that would hold up around 39.80. Now, as far as for the high of the day, you guys have heard me talk about that 42.50 level. If we get price action above 42.50 and we can reach up to the 21-day EMA, this is where I'm going to be looking forward to seeing Lucid could have a solid breakout. But knowing this was resistance, this was an opportunity here, and taking into consideration the choppy markets that we had, you could have easily went in with some puts and being able to take advantage of that. I talked about that on Weeble and as well as on StockTwits, but I've been talking about that for quite some time on YouTube as well. But what I really want to see from Lucid is actually getting past that 42.50 level, and this could probably happen going into next week. As far as for tomorrow, I see some more volatility. It is the witching day, but who knows? We never can predict exactly what's going to happen. This is why we do this analysis, so we have some sort of a strategy when we do go in and decide to play it. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Lucid. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 60.66%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 18.23 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 950,000, updated 9 minutes ago, and And then for the short ball fee rate, it is at 2.39%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 14th, it was at 58.91. And then for the close of the 15th, it was at 60.66. So it has gone up, and what this continues to tell us that Lucid does have short squeeze potential. This is why we see a lot of volatility in the stock overall. So now let's take a look at the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we can see the inflows at 448, and then on the outflows at 512. When we take a look at the breakdown on the inflow side, on the large it was 73.72, on the medium it was 196, and then on the small it was 178. Keep in mind these numbers are in the millions. When we take a look at the outflow side, on the large it was 50.09, on the medium it was 243, and then on the small it was 219. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, December the 16th, it was at 23.63 million. So we could see institutions and funds loading up on shares. When we analyze the numbers even further, you can see for the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. But of course, when we take a look at the large, we had more buying than we had selling, and this could potentially represent institutions and funds. So now when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 3.36%. So not too bad for a stock like Lucid. We know there are many traders are inside of this play. We know there are many that are continuing to hold on to their position. And we know there's a lot of demand for Lucid shares inside of the market. So this is why you want to make sure you have a clear strategy if you're going to be trading this play. And if you're a long-term investor, you want to make sure that you're maximizing your entry and you're staying patient and you're not overpaying. So now let's go into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid Group, it is definitely going to be an interesting day going into tomorrow. We do have the quad witching, so as far as a pullback is concerned, it can continue. One thing that we noticed on the chart, it was forming some higher lows, but again, going into Friday, that could change. So I just want to make sure you're adding this to your homework and as well as for your due diligence. As far as that resistance area at 42.50, this was something that we were prepared for. We've been talking about it for quite some time. So what does this mean? As far as for the bullish case reversal, I want to see price action above 42.50, because when that momentum picks up, then I can see Lucid going back to that $50 range. But like I said in my previous video, if it wants to consolidate between $38 and $40, there's nothing wrong with that either, because it does get it ready for the next move up. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. So this is why I say you want to always keep an eye on it. If you end up having any catalyst or some sort of news, Lucid can move very quickly. There's a lot of demand. We have been seeing this from the order flow. So this is why you want to make sure that you're prepared. You have a strategy in regards to your entry and as well as your exit. You know what your clear intentions are, whether you're going to be in trading it or whether you're going to be investing in it. So with all of that said, I still continue to believe in the long-term potential of Lucid, but at the end of the day, I'm a trader first and an investor second. So at the end of the day, I still feel that Lucid has a lot of potential for the long term, and that's the reason why I'm an investor at $17.25. As far as being a trader, I'm going to take advantage of the intraday moves. That's just how I'm going to do it. That's why the opportunity has been presenting itself, and that's why I have been sharing it with all of you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how Lucid performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.